Alright, we're back again, and in this video, another one that I'm reshooting, I wanted to go over finish work and what I'm looking for on these fuselage wing components. Basically anything I'm using filler and sealer on. Pretty much anything I'm sanding, right? You want to get to a point where you can stop, and you know, the destination, I guess, is what we're calling it. So what I mean by that, the purpose of using the filler and sealer on these balsa infill projects is to get them smooth, to eliminate wood grain, and to fare in any plastic components with these Guillow especially. Most of the other kit manufacturers have fewer plastic components. The P-47 from Guillow is pretty common, I guess standard, with the amount of plastic that goes onto them. Many kits would have you fabricate things like the main exhaust port there before the tail wheel, or the side vents for the turbocharger, or the forward vents for the engine exhaust. They'd have you just kind of, you know, fabricate those out of balsa or what have you. And well, with Guillow, they give you the vacuform plastic sheets with various parts included. And so the objective now is to get those onto the fuselage in this case, or the wing, or what have you. And then for the infill method, to fare them and smooth them into the component, into the fuselage. So what I look for is a bit of shine, and where I want that shine to fall is around the perimeter of the part, so that I can see if there are voids or high spots, low spots, and you know, just what it looks like, how smooth the transitions are around the edges of the part. And that's what I use the lighting for. I don't know if the camera's capturing it, you know, perfectly as compared to what I see when I look with my own eyes, but it does reveal something. And then again, when I get the primer coat of gray primer paint onto this fuselage, that'll help me even more. I'll see even more, get even more information. And you know, I may have to add more filler and do more sanding. Of course, with the primer itself is a sandable primer and needs to be sanded. You don't want to leave it on there. It's a bit of a texture that you know, probably don't want, especially if you're going for a paint over aluminum finish like this is. So if you look at all the different plastic transitions around each of the plastic parts onto the balsa parts or features of the airplane, you can see that smoothness that I'm looking for. And you see it around the plastic nose of the cowling. Oh, it should be there all the way around, nice and smooth. Around the exhaust vents, forward exhaust vents for the motor, the side vents, and the ventral vent, if you will. All right, so anyway, that's you know, what I'm looking for. And as far as I'm concerned at this point, I'm pretty well done with the fuselage, at least at this stage. Still to be added are the tail feathers, the vertical fin and stabilizer, and rudder and elevator assemblies, you know, the tail. Got to add the wings, can't fly without those, and I have to add the cowling flaps. So all that still needs to be done. But as far as to this point now, I think I can be finished filling and sanding on this. And you know, it's not complete. I mean, there there will be more filler added to it as I do the wing fillets and fairings, and as I transition the tail onto the fuselage. All of that's done with filler, and I'm going to have to transition the cowl flap section, this piece. We're going to have to transition that with filler along the forward edge of it, not the trailing edge of it. The trailing edge here is meant to, stand off a little bit from the fuselage, but the forward edge is not meant to be a delineation here. This is supposed to be faired in nice and smooth. I don't know if I'm on camera here. Nice and smoothly onto the cowling. So, all that remains to be done. So there's all of that, and with the wings, I'm pretty much done with the surfacing on the wings, but I still have to add the pylons and then attach it to the fuselage and get that all going. So, and then there's the belly pan, still needs to be added here after it's attached to the fuselage to get that faired in. So there's a lot still to do with both fuselage and wings, and overall in the construction. But at least you know what I am trying to accomplish with the filler as it pertains to wood grain and the transitions around these plastic parts, right? And as you look at it here, it looks a little rough. You can't really see because how the filler stands out against the balsa. It looks a bit rough. But once there's primer on it, and now that you've seen it, hopefully the camera caught it, you could see how the light actually is coming across those parts. You can see that they're a lot smoother, in fact, than how they look. All right, but the primer will tell us more when we get to that stage, and we'll check it again. We'll sight it again using a backlight and seeing exactly how that's looking. Okay, but this is all process. This is all what I do and how I try to determine whether I'm finished with a phase of surface prep or not. Right? There we go. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.